The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello and welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. I'm Nick Eatman. It's Wednesday, November the 19th. Cowboys got three really big games in a row. Well, you know what? They're all big at this point. Every game's big. When you're 4-5-1 and you want to make the playoffs, I mean, I think they've got, seven big games to go in a row. But it starts with the Eagles. Always, it doesn't matter what the record is. Doesn't matter if they're good, if they're Super Bowl defending champs, have the best record in the league. Doesn't matter what the Cowboys' record is. Always going to be a battle. Always going to be a game where, this is one that you certainly want to win. And they're fighting for number one seed as well. So they look beatable, but most teams don't beat them, though, and that's the sign of a really good football team, figuring out a way to win no matter what it looks like. So the Cowboys are going to obviously have to do that. We'll talk about it here, 888-855-2297. Randy in Texarkana is on the line, so let's go to Randy.
Morning, sunshine. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Hey, the title of the show is I Like It When They Call Me Big Papa, and then put Quinton's picture on the little square there.
Got
that out of the way.
I like it. Okay.
And nobody talked about yesterday. I'm going to back up to the last game real quick. The touchdown that didn't happen by Pickens, the dude was falling out of bounds and caught that ball with one hand, never put another hand on it, and secured it. That was incredible. I don't care if it wasn't a touchdown. That was an incredible catch.
Yeah, he's sick.
And the dude is just full of stuff like that. And then the other incredible thing was Tyler Guyton's delayed LeBron flop. That was hilarious, dude. That cracked me up when he did that. I don't know, you being in the stadium, if you got a good replay of it or not, but
hated it. Actually hated it. And even tweeted that, and everyone was like, "No, it was funny." I don't know. I know exactly why. Okay, I know why, but to say it on the air, I don't know. So
gotcha.
I'm not a fan of that kind of move. So,
I'm not a fan of the flop either.
And if I
was just the way it went down.
Right. I mean, this would be, Man City storyline or something like that. If we were sitting there going to watch soccer, Chelsea storyline here.
Oh my!
Yeah, I mean that's what they do. That's why I don't watch soccer all the time, because I can't get over that. You get excited about the World Cup and all this, how we're going to do, blah blah. What group are we in? And then you see that and you're like, all right, when's football season? I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the way I'm not a fan of the flopping, especially when you're 6'8".
Yeah. And I'm not either. I really hate it, especially in basketball. That's why I call it the LeBron thing, because I can't deal with the LeBron flop stuff. But it was just the way he did it. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was the clown move of the day for sure.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Eagles, if we beat that team, you see how excited everybody was yesterday whenever we beat the Raiders. If we beat the Eagles, you may have to take a day off just to let everybody calm down before they call in. It's going to be crazy if we win that game.
Well, there's no days off with Thanksgiving right around the corner.
Oh, that's right.
It will make for a very fun, jam-packed 3 days. You got the Chiefs coming to town. They've never faced Patrick Mahomes at the stadium, all that. It's going to be that way regardless. But man, if you beat the Eagles to get to 500, get to 5-5-1, and you never know. You never know what happens. What does Parcells always say about Thanksgiving? And that's when see how you are. So it would be a lot of fun. But
Pandemonium.
All right.
Yes.
Randy.
Yep. Tell Rob, hey, I feel you on the camera in the truck. I got that situation going down in my own truck. And also, Irene, she's the greatest Irene ever. Hey, say hi to your mom. Love y'all.
All right, see ya. Yep, she's the greatest Irene ever. That's awesome. There was a movie. I remember that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene. All right, good stuff, Randy. Let's go to Robbie in Cocoa Beach. Robbie, what's up?
What's up, Nick? How you been, man? I've been working on a boat every day. It's such a rough life I have, isn't it?
Well,
And it's been warm, too. We had a couple of days that were like in the 40s, but that's it, like 3 days.
really? In
Yeah,
Cocoa
it's back
Beach,
to the
Florida?
80s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the 40s in Florida. I didn't know that. All right.
Oh, it gets cold. Yeah, and it's wet cold. That's for sure.
Okay.
It cuts through you.
So what's up?
Hey, let's talk some Eagles, Cowboys, man. We're going to whoop their asses and beat the bricks off them, I'm hoping, man.
Okay. I mean, I'm picking a win for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to win. More so about what Philly's doing. I just feel like you play like that every single week. Eventually, you're going to lose.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That just barely getting the win somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And we're a division team. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think we're going to pull it out. The long kick by Aubrey at the end, and they're going to be like stunned. And I think Randy hit the nail on the head. You need to take a day off after that because everybody's going to be calling, going crazy, and be as happy with the Cowboys.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't like to disagree with the callers, but there's no days off. Do you realize that when the game is over, Sunday, when the game is over, and the Cowboys beat the Eagles, you realize that it's already like Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's already Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no days off. You got to come back Monday, which is like Monday/Tuesday, and then Tuesday is like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then no, there's no days off.
And then it's Thanksgiving game. Yeah, I know.
But
There's no
here's
days
the
off.
thing.
I got you.
I don't want to take the day off. I want to hear from you guys. You beat the Eagles. I want to hear from you guys, especially Robbie from Cocoa Beach, who you just said they're going to kick their ass. I want you to call in.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm going to, too. All right, I'll let you go, Nick, and tell me what you think about our defensive line versus their offensive line, if you would. Talk to you later,
versus
my friend.
their offensive line. Their offensive line's banged up. No one's feeling sorry for anyone. Lane Johnson has been in and out of the lineup, and now he's out. I think they put him on IR. I think they did, or they plan on it. He's going to be out for a few weeks. He's a really good player. Their right tackle, but he's really good, and it looks like he false starts every single snap, and he does some of the times, but he also times it really, really well. I mean, he's got a knack for that, and they're a very good offensive line. Yes, they move early on that tush push and all that kind of stuff, but they make Jalen Hurts as good as he is. He's a great player, but I think he's had the luxury of a really, really good offensive line. But we'll see. The Cowboys' defensive line has obviously gotten better overnight with Quinnen Williams in there. He suddenly has made Osa a better player. He's made Kenny Clark even better than he was, and that rotation is nasty in there. And I think James Houston comes back and has a sack for the first time in a few weeks, and I just think great players make the guys around them better. So it's going to be a really good matchup. Let's go to Sebastian, Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Eatman? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You got to give Coach Shoddy some credit, man. He's a smart guy. Like, had we been going up against the Eagles this week, there's no way in heck CD and George Pickens sit out that first drive. But at the same time, he can send the message to his team that, hey, we're not going to accept this type of behavior to your top players, which trickles down to the bottom players, while not costing you the game. But had we lost that game, all the fingers would have been pointed at that first drive. Another thing that I noticed that I really enjoyed about this week's game is your defense actually bought you time, because the offense didn't start spinning the wheels until almost the second quarter. When you really look at it, that's the first time we scored a touchdown. So I want to give credit to Flus and the defense this week and buying us time to get that offense rolling. Right. And I think you need to start leaning on the run game a little bit more. And that's it. I'll hang up and listen. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I thought the way that the defense came out after that fumble, when the Dak fumbled the ball and the Raiders got great field position, and they came back and basically didn't budge at all. I mean, they kicked the field goal, made it 3-0, and then from there I think the Cowboys finally got it going on offense, and that was a really good stand. The defense has done a nice job, in that game, and we'll see, in the next 3 weeks, we'll see what it is. If things kind of turn around, then I think we're gonna realize that it is about the players. I mean, the players help for sure. What's that line always? It's not about the X's and O's. It's the Jimmys and Joes and the Quinnens. That's what I think that the Quinnens and the Demos, those guys. I think that your defense has gotten better, but they're going to be tested big time here in the next 8 days. You got the two teams that met in the Super Bowl, and then by the way, a week after that, the team that was the number 1 seed in the NFC last year, and a really, really good team. All right, Armando in Mexico City is next. Armando.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. Did you figure out who Bad Bunny is yet? Or you?
Oh, I know who he is.
Do you understand?
He is, I never understand him.
You understand all of his lyrics, though.
No, not at all. Not even close. So we are on the same boat on that one.
That's funny. All right. Well.
So, Nick, are you going to the World Cup games in Dallas next year?
I mean, I would like to go. If it works out and I can go to a game, it doesn't matter who it is. Yeah, I would like to go. But I'm not holding my breath on that. It sounds like it's going to be pretty daunting just to get over there. Certainly won't be working it. But if I have a chance to go to a game, yeah, I would like to. Doesn't matter who.
You should. It's really a different experience.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime. So
I think so.
Just for yeah. So anyway, Nick, I'm really happy about the Raider game. A complete victory. Of course, they say, it's just the Raiders, but then it was the same. It was just the.
What? Say that. I'm sorry. Say that last thing again. Did you cut off?
I don't know where he went.
All right. I think we lost Armando. Okay. Well, he was excited about the Raiders game, and I would imagine in Mexico City, because I've been to Mexico City, and Chris, I think you went there too, and it was the Raiders versus the Cowboys back in 2001.
It was.
And, man, I understand that, that they have a lot of Cowboy fans there, a lot of Raider fans there. That was a quite an experience there. So I would imagine for Armando, there's a lot of Raider fans there in Mexico City also. So that's a big game. Anytime the Cowboys are facing the Raiders, it was big when it was Vegas. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've seen them play in Oakland. I've seen them play in now Vegas. I've seen them play in Mexico City. I'm not sure I saw them play in L.A. I don't think so. I don't think I went to that. They weren't in L.A. when I was just starting with the Cowboys, but or at least we didn't play them there. Have been to the Coliseum, but not for playing the Raiders. Anyways, all right, let's go Lester in Minnesota.
Good morning, Nick.
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Hey, man, I enjoyed the win Monday night. It looked good out there with our new additions. My thing was I wanted a smart, fast middle linebacker. We got a smart, kind of fast middle linebacker, and I just thought it was sensational. We got the Quinny, as Nate calls him.
Right.
So it looked real good out there, man.
Yep.
And I'll go back to my theme of last year. That's what it looks like when you have a good offensive and defensive line at the same time.
Yep.
Go Cowboys.
All right, Lester, appreciate that. I mean, you win the trenches, you're gonna have a chance, and that's any league, any it doesn't matter if it's in the high school, college, NFL. You can run the football, and you can establish that. You're not afraid to go for fourth and short or third down, a third and long. You can trust yourself that you can get it twice because you've got an offensive line that can block. And then on the flip side, you trust your defense. You don't mind punting sometimes and pinning them back because you think you have a defense that can stop them. That's kind of what happened. I mean, the Cowboys got a great play on special teams and pinned them down to the 2-yard line, and then a penalty pushed them to the 1, and next thing you know, they got a safety. So, if you have an offensive and defensive line, I mean, you're always going to have a shot, and I think that's always what Lester's been preaching, and I think that's what the Cowboys are, aiming to be, and they look like they're getting a chance to get to that point again. Davion in Illinois is next. Davion.
What it do, my boy? What it do?
How you
What's going
doing,
on?
bro? How are you?
Man, we got us a dude, Nick. This Quinn guy. Boy, we got us one. That boy. People that hate on Jerry, he got us one right here. So just enjoy the ride on this one, because this is gonna be a fun one. That was a fun game watching. I enjoyed the win. I was me and my sons watching. It was up.
How old is your son? How old is your son, Davion?
7.
7. He was watching.
Yeah, 7.
He was in it. I like it. Not the whole game, right? He's not going to stay up for the
No,
whole
not the whole game. He got school and I had to go to work. But it's Eagles week, so it's time to go beat some Eagles. So fry some birds. We got to go get it. This is the time. Let's go get us a win. Let's go.
I like it. Simple. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. Thank you, Davion, for the call, and that's what it is this week. I mean, you're not. Everyone knows what this team has done. Okay, when they face teams that aren't as good, they can win those games. Now, Cardinals was an exception. But for the most part, I mean, look at the 4 wins that they have are against teams that don't have a winning record, and the 5 teams that they've lost to, other than the Cardinals, all have a winning record. So they haven't beaten anybody that's really good. So if you're going to make the playoffs, you're going to have to turn it around. I don't think anyone's ever made the playoffs and not defeated a good team. I think the Bears are going to try to do that, but I think it's But that's who their schedule is, and that's who they've played. But give them credit for winning the games. But eventually they're going to have to beat somebody good, and that's the same with the Cowboys. If you're going to get to where you want to be, you have to win some of these games, because they're all sitting here on the schedule. So go, and why not start with Philly? Why not? You can compete with them. I don't think they're a team that's going to, blow anyone out. They're not going to blow out the Cowboys probably. The Cowboys have an offense that can keep up. But, so let's see if this defense is really up for the challenge. They were against the Raiders, and Ashton Genty and Geno Smith, and, kind of a banged-up offensive line for the Raiders. Let's see what happens when you go up with the world champs and tight end like they've got, and 2 really good receivers. And, oh, by the way, Saquon Barkley and all that. Let's see. We're going to find out a lot about this team and this defense and all that. All right, Chris in San Angelo's next.
Mr. Nick, how are you doing this day?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hey, one thing that I got out of a lot of good things happened on defense in that last game. One might be, I don't know if it's been talked about, little low key, was Siobhan Revel getting in the game and getting some good NFL reps.
Right.
And from what I saw, didn't see any errors, but he definitely looks the part.
Oh my God, yeah, he is a man child.
Yeah, I actually commented to the storyline group that he looks like a linebacker to me.
He looks like a piece of pizza. I mean, seriously, he does. He looks. I mean, he's very wide shoulders, very broad. He's tall, and then he's thin, but he's also just big and tall. I mean, for a corner, I mean, he doesn't even look the part. That's not what corners look like. So Cowboys have a shot if he can play, and he's going to figure it out like that. Maybe they have a chance to steal one there, and that's what happens when you take an injured player like that. You that's what you're banking on, is that they're going to come back and you're going to get the value for it.
Absolutely. And then my question was, moving forward, it looks like, I mean, as the season wears on, Javonte Williams definitely is going to need that, I guess you'd call it a running mate, a good number 2.
Right.
Malik did some of that the other night. Now, going forward, do you think that he's going to take that spot, or do you think it could be something revolving, or who do you think is going to end up sticking with that one? Well, and that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for the call. And nobody likes to hear that. They want to say, all right, who's your backup running back and all that. But I truly believe that spot is starting with special teams. That's where it begins, and it begins with with Malik Davis providing more than Jaden Blue is going to provide right now. So that it starts there, and then you're like, okay, night and day difference when it comes to special teams contribution. Now running the football, well, Malik Davis is he's running tough. I mean, he really is. He's doing a really good job in there and running, and I think they're going to stick with that. So if you got a player that checks both the boxes, then it doesn't matter who was drafted and the speed and all that kind of stuff. So I think as it is right now, I think Malik Davis has got the upper hand just because of what he provides, and he can give you more value with the snaps. Ronnie in New Jersey's next. Ronnie, it's been a little bit. How you doing?
Hey, Nick, how you been?
Good.
Yeah, no, I haven't been able to get through, and work schedule is different now, so it's a little harder. But I had a little break today, and I was like, man, I gotta call in.
Yeah.
The other day I tried calling in, I just couldn't get through. But Nick, man, this. I think the trade. Whether I know how some fans are like, too late, whatever, this and that. I don't care. That's what we needed. We needed a guy in the middle. I've been telling you, like, hey, man, we need a guy in the middle. We need a monster in the middle, and yeah. That's everybody always said, Jerry Jones, the quickest way to the quarterback is from the middle of the defense, right? So there's no better way to upgrade your defense by getting that guy that's a pass rusher, run stuffer. Quinnen Williams is a beast. You gotta around him and our linebacker Overshown, like those two guys, man. I can only see this team getting better. I mean, yeah. I'm not going crazy over the playoffs. If it happens, it happens. But, hey, next year, get ready.
Right.
So it's like you said in one of the episodes, too. I think it was last week, Nick, that you said, don't stop now. Like, don't just say you traded for these guys. When the free agency kicks off, get us a couple of other guys. So, yeah, don't stop now. Don't regret like what you did with Romo at the end of his career and, I couldn't get him. The only thing I couldn't get him a Super Bowl. No, get Dak. Surround Dak now. So let's see. Okay. Hey, go Cowboys, Nick. Thanks for picking up the call.
Thank you. You can make the case. You're like, well, they made that trade too late, but you can also say maybe it was early. I mean, too late for the season. But then again, what was the Jets' price 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? I mean, they have a different price on the deadline, and both teams do. So it's very, very normal that it happens like that. That might have been the best time to get the deal that they got. But, I just feel like, you say, well, make sure in free agency they do all this. Let's not forget the contracts that you absorb when you get a guy like Quinnen Williams in here and Kenny Clark, and you're absorbing these contracts. I think they're a little bit ahead of free agency. This is a part of free agency. They traded draft picks to get it, but this is a part of next year's free agency. They're not going to have a ton of money to go do some things, but I do feel like with the window that they have, and I mean I think they're going to go sign Pickens. I believe that, but we'll see. But just remember, this is a kind of an early start to free agency. Let's go to break real quick on Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. You know, after a win, we talk about precision. It's not just for your morning shave. It's how the Cowboys compete every day. This week's Precision Player of the Week, brought to you by Gillette. Let's go with Quinnen Williams. I mean, this guy comes in and dominates right off the bat. He's had 1 sack in the first half of the season playing with the Jets, gets 1.5 sacks in 2 quarters. He makes the guys around him better. I understand the receivers, the quarterbacks, all that stuff was great, but the defense really kind of set the tone early, and I think the fact that you had a brand new player in there and just how they were able to play. Let's go with Quinnen Williams. I think he's our Precision Player of the Week, sponsored by Gillette. All right, let's go back to our phone lines here. Aime in Napa, California. Aime, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Just back from Vegas, enjoying the game. It was a great game to go to, great game to choose to go to. Energy was great. It felt like it was a home game.
You guys were rowdy. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a good Let's Go Cowboys chant going on.
Do you think it was 50-50? Or do you think it was, I mean, like, not talking about the end of the game. I mean, early on in the game, you know, the Raiders got a fumble and all that. I mean, do you think it was 50-50 or did the Cowboys had more?
You know what? Early, you know, I was out there for the weekend, and so early it was like all Cowboys fans that I saw downtown on the Strip, just all about, right? Yeah. And I was like, man, where are the Raider fans? And then we actually walked to the stadium. We walked there and back, and walking there, it felt more 50-50, maybe a little 55-45 towards the Raiders, but it felt pretty even, and definitely after the game it was way more. But just even the cheers, like early before the game got started, when the first players came out, things like that, it was pretty loud for the Cowboy fans. There was some Raider fans in our section, but I probably only heard one the whole time. And nice. It was great. It was cool. It was a great atmosphere. I mean, the Cowboy fans always show up. I've been to more away games than I've been to actually Cowboy games. In Dallas or Cowboy Stadium. So, but yeah, it was great. It was a great time. It was a great weekend. Wish Shoddy would have kicked that field goal at the end for my own personal reasons. But yeah, man, I think exactly what you said, man. Quinnen Williams makes a huge difference. Putting him and Kenny there up front, just allowing your guys on the ends to be more free. Definitely with your linebackers as well. I'm still interested to see if the kid that Wilson, if he transitions over to the green dot. I mean, I know it's a lot to ask for. He looked okay in the plays that he did, but I still am not feeling Murray all the way. Man, I listened to you when you were on. Was it Crosstalk last week or 2 weeks ago with Van Der Esch, and man, the thing that he just spoke so much about was the communication, getting guys in line, and you could just see having a new linebacker with a new coach. He doesn't seem like he knows all where to go, and so he's definitely not putting all of our other players in positions. And then we still need help in the secondary. But again, man, way more excited to see what happens this coming week and the rest of the season versus what we were looking for before the trade. So Let's go Cowboys, man.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Give me your information, man. I'll send you some wine for the holiday, man. Enjoy with the family.
All right.
You take care. Have a good one. Look forward to listen for the rest of the week.
Thank you, Jaime. Appreciate that. I think it was funny how he said he wished he would have kicked the field goal for his own personal situation there. Well, maybe you can get over it at some point there. I mean, all right, sorry. Good call. Rick in Webster, Massachusetts.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
You catch up in your sleep?
No, I haven't. But I think by February I will be there. But it's okay.
Yeah, no, the addition of Quinnen makes the whole line a lot better, and the linebackers as well, and the cornerbacks in the back part. And Logan Wilson, looking at stats, that he had the most snaps as far as the linebackers and them go. He had 50%, almost over 50% of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was overshown after that. But that's good. So he was, and I think he had part of the green dot, part of they were switching back and forth between him and Murray.
Yeah.
But so just we're just going to have a good week and beat the Eagles and go from there.
All right, appreciate it. Logan Wilson was credited with 2 tackles, but just your presence out there at linebacker, you can affect the game. Not necessarily making every tackle, but being where you're supposed to be, taking away the tight end over the middle, things like that, making him check down. Sometimes we don't even think about that. A guy drops into coverage, he's taking away that first read from the quarterback. He has to check it down, 3-yard play, whatever. You get off the field. Your linebacker's making the play. Even though it doesn't look like it, he's way away from the ball. But when you're taking away the first read, you see it all the time when coverage sacks. Corners lock down their receivers. They end up having to dump it off to a tight end. Your corners and safeties made the play, even though they're not the ones that made the tackle. So you guys know that. But it's just complimentary football, and I think having a linebacker, that's in the right spot. The fact that those guys played the most, Logan and Overshone, when we didn't know what to expect from either one of them coming into the game, is really a good sign. But you still got to be smart about how much they play. Again, we've talked about it several times. They're going to play a lot of football games, 3 football games before December the 4th. So that's going to be back to back to back. So they definitely got to stay healthy there. Nate the Great in Albuquerque. What's up, Nate?
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I know I called a few weeks ago and didn't start off so great. I think that was Chris's fault. But anyways, I'm just excited for this pick. I'm glad that Jerry Jones didn't sit on his hands. I think I think we were saying, one guy can make a little bit of a difference. That's all we need. You've seen that freeing up Kenny Clark, getting to the quarterback. If you can, speed up that quarterback, makes a big difference with the secondary linebackers. I think we still have a chance. It might be a little too late, but I think we still have a chance if we can go on a run with this gauntlet of a schedule. So I'm excited for this game. Even if they can't make the playoffs, I'm excited for next year to see what this defense can do. But I'm excited for this. And then my question to you. I hate to do this, but it's a fun question. Who's your number one wideout right now? I think we need to keep Jeep. They need to sign that guy. He's too good. I think he has a little bit of an edge over CD because he catches the bad balls, and I think he's a little bit more explosive after the catch. I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
You know what? I don't have to answer that question. No, it doesn't matter. Honestly, I mean, they do things differently, but you got to, I'll say this. In fairness to CD, CD's been doing this now as the number one. He's been doing this with Cooks on the other side, Tolbert on the other side. He's been doing this. George Pickens hasn't been. He hasn't been like this until he comes to Dallas, and he has, I think he's got the better quarterback that he's had, and obviously the best wide receiver he's had on the other side. So, to be fairness, back to George was balling out too when CD got hurt too. So they're both dynamic in their own way. I think they, I'm keeping both of them. I mean, obviously you got CD signed. They got to re-sign George Pickens. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. You've seen better play from your quarterback, from your running back that nobody in the league wanted, and your tight end who is playing really, really good. CD's playing great as well. It's just working. It's working. I mean, if you didn't have this offense the way it is, you wouldn't be with 4 wins. I mean, the defense has been that bad, but the offense has been so good to counter that. So, anyways, all right, let's go to Jeremy in D.C. Jeremy, what's up?
Hey, yo, Nick, how you doing today, man?
Good. What's up?
What's up, man? You ain't hurt nobody today, did you?
I don't think he's hurt. He wasn't happy with me when I dropped him off for school. But I don't think he's hurt. Might have hurt his feelings a little bit, but he tried to test me a little bit. He just said he wasn't going to get his backpack, and he goes, "I'm not bringing it. I don't want to go get it." So I'm like, "Then don't. Let's go. We'll just tell the teacher you got your cell phone. You don't need your backpack, your folder, your lunch, any of that stuff. You just walk in there with the cell phone. See how that works." And he went back and got his backpack, so it's good. He's not happy with me though. He'll be all right.
Hey, man, as long as he's staying out of trouble, you got to make sure you keep him out of trouble. I know you're a troublemaker.
Nah, I'm good. What's up, bud?
Hey, man, so I remember, Nick, when I called, I told you, the man you, I don't know if you've seen the
Say that again. Say that again, Jeremy.
Have you ever seen the movie Juice with Tupac?
Tupac in there? Yeah. Is it Wesley Snipes? No. Who? I don't.
Nah. I was just saying you could just say, "Hey, Q, you got the juice now."
Okay.
And man, I gotta have a nickname for all my players that I love, and my new nickname is for my man Donovan Azaraku, the Desert Eagle, because he just come off that corner, man, and he's starting to look. Oh my goodness, they might have had some problems on their hands, especially if we can keep them 3 big boys in the middle like that.
Yeah.
Because with them staying fresh, because it's like they sharing the snaps, man. They only playing like 40% of the downs, and people ain't gonna be able to handle that, man. They're not gonna be able to handle it. GP3, he's still giving out them assists. He's been giving them out all year. So you ain't got to worry about that. And the Lamborghini, he had to take a little break, Dak trying to work him back into the system after being hurt. But we're going to be all right, guys. I think we're going to beat these Eagles because they offensive line a little beat up. So I think we're going to be able to go in there and manhandle these guys.
All right.
That's pretty much it, Nick. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.
And you stay out of trouble, man.
All right. You too, man. Thank you. Yeah. Azaraku he just keeps getting a little bit better and better every week, and that's what you expect out of young players, rookies and stuff. But Chris and I were talking the other day at dinner, and he was talking about Azaraku and how he seems like he would be a pretty good fit for the 3-4 scheme. Just the way his body type is as one of those outside linebackers, and now with the addition of Quinnen Williams. You kind of wonder if maybe, they would have personnel for that. I know that's not really Eberflus's scheme, but I'm just saying from a personnel standpoint, I don't think they would want to put Quinnen Williams right at the nose there. But you've got some ability to kind of to have multiple fronts, and that's what made New England so good for years is guys that were able to do that. That you have to have versatile players. And so, Overshown is that type of guy. Osa's that type of guy in a different way to kind of move back and forth. So, anyways, something to keep an eye on. That's why I think the move for Quinnen Williams was so important, because even if it doesn't help you get to the playoffs this year, you've got a guy you can work with in the offseason. You work with and figure out the best type of scheme and fit with the guys around him. Let's go to break one more time on Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that's sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's Best Shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, this segment is presented by Yeti. Officially licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concession, and on Yeti.com. Back here on Storyline, let's go to Nick in Austin. Nick, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing? It's been a while since I called in.
Yeah, you doing all right?
Good. I'm truck driving out here in West Texas, so I don't know the reception. So I'm
sounds like it a little bit. Yeah, it sounds like West Texas. You're over there on the Landman set. So.
What's the desert and yeah.
What's up?
So anyhow, I have a statement and then a question. My statement is, I'm super impressed with Quinnen Williams, not just because of his play, but because of the kind of man he is. If you notice when they interview him, he's one of the most humble people, for the talent he has. They try to see how good he played. He's like, yeah, because I have good players around me, Kenny Clark and whatnot. So I was really impressed with that because a lot of people get the star on their helmet, and especially they got talent, they get an even bigger head. So That's my statement. My question to you is, in this year's draft coming up, we don't have a 2 or a 3, I believe. We have 2 1s.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, obviously our offense has got a lot of picks. We don't really need that if we add more to the defense. So what I would do, I would get the top pass rusher, and then I would get the best linebacker I could find. And my question to you is, if it was your choice, what would you do? Would you just stick with the ones and what would you get? Or would you stick with one and then down, and then try to trade the other one? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, Nick.
That's a great question. And, obviously we'll see how things play out. You want to see where these number 1 picks are going to be. But I think that's the beauty of having 2 1s is that you have options. If there is a player that you just absolutely love and you think he is going to be a complete difference maker and he's not going to make it out of the top 5 or 6 picks, well, you could go get him probably with those 2 number 1s. You could go up there and get that player if you wanted to. Let's say they just loved like the Travis Hunter type of thing so much that they wanted to go do that. You could go get that guy. Or, you could use one of these picks and go backwards and try to get your second and third back. I think these next few weeks are really going to be telling, though. And excuse me, that's why I don't think you jump to the draft just yet, because let's see what these guys have. Let's see what some of these young players can do. Let's see just how good Azaraku is. Let's see what Logan Wilson looks like at linebacker. Hal Overshone comes back. Maybe Kalen Carson keeps playing. This offensive line, Tyler Guyton, how good is he? Does Nate Thomas play? Because you need to see what do you really need? What do you need? What starting spots are still a little bit shaky? Maybe staying in there and picking these 2 guys in the first round is your most important thing. If you don't have a second and third, that's fine. Cowboys haven't been great with second and third round picks. They've been okay, but they haven't been great. Not as good as they've been mostly in the first round, which is fair. I mean, that's typically how it works. Maybe, they still have a young football team, and do they have spots for a lot of these second, third, fourth round to come in and make the team and be difference makers like your first rounder could? So a lot of options there. All right, let's go to Jay in Las Vegas. Jay, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm fine for the moment. It's good to get in and talk to you. First time caller, Chris.
There we go. We got you. We got you. So, did you go to the game, Jay?
I absolutely did. It's one of the few times I've got to go to a Cowboys game, and that's actually what my comment / question is about. Is watching it live. It seemed to me that Dak wasn't exactly on his game that night, which is crazy, being he threw 4 touchdowns. But there were still some plays out there where it looked like maybe he didn't see the receivers or he was throwing it behind the other receivers. Anybody not named CD or Pickens, it seemed like it was a little bit off, specifically like the touch or the one-handed grab that Pickens had in end zone. Ferguson is wide open in the middle of the end zone, and I'm wondering if there's a disconnect with his other receivers and why they're not a little bit more involved when the other two are covered up.
Well, you're right. That pass, he's got to give Pickens a shot there, but he saw the coverage he wanted with Pickens, and he was like, "That's the play. I got a guy that can go make a play on the ball," and he certainly did. The pass wasn't, he needed to be just a little bit more. He's trying to keep it away from a safety, but needs to be a little bit more in the field of play so he can make that play. But I don't know. I thought Dak had some of his best throws. He threw a pass to CD over coverage and
CD was crazy.
And in between coverage, kind of right there on the left sideline. I thought that was one of the best throws we've seen him make in a long time. So I have a hard time thinking that the guy who threw 4 touchdowns should have been 5 if CD catches it. 5 touchdown type of night for him. I thought he played really, really well in the game.
No, absolutely. I feel like he played amazing. I just thought there was a play or two that he may have left out on the field, which just gives me more confidence.
You know what, Jay? I guarantee you, knowing Dak, he's right there with you. He agrees with you. He's never going to say he played the perfect game, and that'll like drive him this week. So you're not wrong in saying that, because I guarantee that's exactly what Dak is thinking.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Quick shout out to Rob in Vegas, because me and him share the same name. My real name's Robert.
Okay.
And I'll let you go and listen.
We can't call you Rob in Vegas. Yeah. Wait a second.
No, nobody calls me Rob.
No one called. Okay, I was gonna say. I hope you didn't just change the name for that, but we would be really messed up if we had another Rob in Vegas. But Jay.
No, everybody's called me Jay for Junior since the 6th grade. So
okay.
Yeah, we're good on that.
All right. I won't call you Junior. I'm gonna call you Jay. But it's good to hear from you, and good to have another guy from Vegas.
Yes, sir.
And I met, is it Danny? I think it was a Danny from Nevada. He was from Henderson, Nevada. I think he said his name was Danny. Sorry, it was kind of crazy down there. He said that he listens all the time. Met him and his family. Now I'm having second thoughts if that was his name. But he's from Nevada, and he was there, and he said he's going to start calling in. But anyways. Good to hear from Jay from the first time, and we were rolling early. We kind of took a little bit of a lull, but still, I like the 14 calls. That's really good day. You guys were on point. Good to hear from a lot of people, and I'm doing something. I don't know, maybe try something here. It started with Dylan yesterday, and he said, "I got your headline for your show, Easy Pickings." Cool, I like that. Hey, you guys can contribute. Davion says, I've already typed it out. I've already got the title for the show. Davion says, we got a dude. We got us a dude. Hey, definitely dude. I'm going to make that the title of the show. Maybe this is the theme now. Maybe I'm actually going to take a quote from you guys and make it the title of the show. We'll see. So far, so good. All right, let's do it again tomorrow. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Cowboy Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?